My name is Ty Springall, and this is The Noisy Life, a music podcast about the noise we grew up on and the noise we're making now. Hey everybody, welcome to The Noisy Life podcast, episode 2. I'm your host, Ty Springall. I have a guest this week. That's right. Last week you heard me blab on and on about myself. So vain. But this time we got a really cool musician in the house to chat with. He is a gentleman that I met. I'm told that I met a year and 2 days ago. Is that right?
That is correct.
And I met him at the infamous Rockin' for Dollars, which we'll go on to explain what that is maybe a little later. Rockin' for Dollars, downtown Halifax. Met each other, mutual like for each other at first sight, or first listen, I guess. And I saw his band play. His band at the time was him and another guy on guitar, both playing guitars for some reason. And but playing really catchy songs on those said guitars. And I liked it. I made the effort to walk over to him across the room and compliment him. Not just the regular good show compliment, but like an actual, I think it was heartfelt compliment that I like your songs and everything. So yeah, that's how we met. He gave me a free tape, and that's how our friendship started. Here we are.
A year later.
So yeah, without further ado, it's Matt Upcott.
Hi, Ty.
From the Loveliest skies.
Yeah.
You cut off your band intro there.
Sorry.
Don't be sorry. But hey.
Hey, how's it going?
Great.
Good.
You?
I'm doing well.
Awesome.
Happy to be here in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia.
Yeah. Right next to the pipes.
The big pipes.
Don't be scared. They make a low hum at all times. Right. But we're safe, I think. Thanks for coming today.
Thanks for having me.
I just want to get to know you a little bit, I guess.
Okay.
I liked you guys, the Loveliest Skies persona for your band, that you've been doing shows around a little bit around town and trying to get it together, and I really liked it. So I just wanted to know a little bit about you and how you got into music in the first place. Do you remember a band or a song that you were obsessed with when you were younger?
Yeah, I think I can remember back when I was a young little person that I had my Walkman with a few cassettes that I was pretty into. Remember, probably the first band I was obsessed with was Oasis when I was 7 or something. I remember playing...
The Gallaghers.
Yeah. I remember playing What's the Story, Morning Glory over and over again. But...
Nice.
The first song that I was obsessed with, I remember this very vividly. I also had the Batman Forever soundtrack. Great soundtrack. Wow. Yeah. Great movie as well.
The third Batman.
Yeah.
With Val Kilmer, right?
Was it Val Kilmer? Maybe it was. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Or maybe George Clooney. I can't remember.
That was the fourth one.
Okay. So
that was Batman and Robin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, a little ditty that goes by Kissed by a Rose by Seal. Yes. I remember that was on nonstop, always on my Walkman, which is sort of strange where I ended up, but that was the original things that I was into. Good
hook, I guess.
Yeah.
In that song, like the belting out the chorus, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I recently reacquired the Batman Forever soundtrack on a CD. And realized that there was some songs on there that I actually ended up really loving later in life.
Nice.
And one of the bands on that ended up becoming one of my favorite bands. So maybe subconsciously when I was younger, that kind of seeped into my brain there.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
What was that song?
That song or band was the Flaming Lips. It was the last song on the album called Bad Days. I remember it in the movie, actually. It was the scene with the Riddler, and he started going crazy, and they played Bad Days, and yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Interesting
that somehow
stuff.
got in there. We all just, didn't blink an eye. Nice.
Yeah.
So how do you go from Oasis and Seal, was it? Yeah.
Yeah, Seal.
To, where does the fuzzy electric guitars come in?
I mean, that's kind of a long... There's been many phases in my musical career, but I just remember after, getting into those original bands and, like Oasis or whatever, and thinking that was pretty cool, like these pop songs are really catchy and all that kind of thing. I kind of wanted to get into guitar, so I asked for a guitar for Christmas, and I got it one year. It's like an acoustic guitar that I still have today. And, I never actually totally learned it or like was super interested in it after I got it. But I started getting more into playing when a friend of mine, he started picking it up and thinking it was pretty cool, and he was starting to get pretty good at it. So I was like kind of jealous. So, I mean, we were like best friends. We hung out all the time.
Yeah.
But I was like getting jealous that he was getting good at it. So I was like, oh, I have a guitar. I should start playing too. And and then we kind of just like started learning stuff together. But yeah, I met a few people, as early as like public school, like grade 8, where we were like into the same bands, like Nirvana and that kind of thing, and kind of bonded over that, and Green Day and whatnot. Like I remember my first ever band performance was played at the grade 8 talent show. We played Brain Stew. There were 7 of us that played that song. There were 3 guitars.
Oh, wow.
A bass, a singer, and drums, or 6 of us or whatever. And we played the song wrong. It's probably the easiest song to play, but it was cool.
When you got too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I guess playing a 4-chord song.
Yeah. We just wanted to include everyone.
Someone's bound to mess it up.
Yeah.
Someone didn't prepare, their homework.
Yeah. So that was like sort of, we were getting into like more distorted kind of rock bands, I guess you would say. And that same friend that I was talking about earlier, Adam, the first band I remember though that like I totally dove into and was like obsessed with and kind of started my journey onto like more punk side of things or louder guitars or whatever. So it was Blink-182, which is like, standard pop punk kind of thing. But, we were like obsessed with them every day, all the time. That's all we listened to. Oh, and
me as well.
Yeah.
Like I had like the 3/4 length shorts, knee-high socks,
exactly.
Like skater hat, sideways, backwards, whatever.
Yeah. Bring in the picture of like Tom DeLonge and say, like, cut my hair like this to the hairdresser and that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
Had it all.
Sure.
Yeah. So honestly, that's kind of how it started. And then, as things progressed, we got more into like, it was around, early 2000s kind of thing. So we were kind of more gravitating into the emo sort of scene with, like Taking Back Sunday and Thursday and Brand New and those kind of bands. So we kind of like started gravitating towards that kind of thing and playing those songs. And that's around the same time we like started our first actual band, playing more sort of like screamo emo kind of stuff. So I mean, I kind of gravitated more towards like the punk side of things. I liked those bands, but yeah, there's like Warped Tour bands were like a big thing for me at that time. Like I went to my first concert was Warped Tour 2004.
Nice.
And yeah, I saw a lot of cool stuff there.
I might have been there too. Was that, who do you remember seeing there? Warped Tour.
I think the headline was Offspring, if I remember correctly, but it was in Detroit that I went to it. But I saw Alexis on Fire there. I remember that was cool because I met them and I was like 13 or 14, and that was like the coolest thing
Nice.
happening. But there's a bunch of bands there. Like I think Against Me was on that tour, and I hadn't gotten into them yet. But like later, like they became one of like my favorite bands ever.
Yeah.
That was like another phase that I like, dove right into. But yeah.
Yeah, I think I went to Warped Tour 03 or 04. I went 2 years in a row, but I can't remember if it was 02, 03 or 03 or 04.
It gets kind of blurry.
International Noise Conspiracy. Rancid was there 1 year.
Yeah.
Dropkick Murphys were there.
I'm pretty sure those were at the 2004 one.
Yeah, International Noise Conspiracy was my highlight for some reason.
Yeah.
Because I already liked Refused, and they had the same singer. And I got to meet them.
Sweet.
And that was pretty cool, too.
So, like, how old were you then?
I was about 17, 18.
Cool.
Yeah. It was like in high school. We took a school bus.
Mm-hmm.
Like all our friends, we rented a school bus.
That's sweet.
It was pretty awesome.
I got my aunt and my mom to drive me.
Nice.
Drop us off, which is, kind of crazy. They let two 14-year-olds, they dropped them off in Detroit at a festival. It was
Detroit.
Like, have fun.
Pretty young.
Yeah, but no, I'm like really, glad that, my parents were cool like that. They really encouraged me to like play and stuff, and they never were like mad at me for making too much noise and stuff. So
nice.
That was always pretty cool.
That is good, because we all made a lot of noise in our bedrooms, probably. Learning, playing terribly, probably.
Yeah.
Just any hour of the day.
Yeah.
So you're wearing a Propaganda shirt.
Oh yes, I am.
What they must hold a special place in your heart.
Well, I wore this shirt for a reason today. Yeah. As I said, I was like starting to get into more of the punk sort of bands, this side of things. As I said, like the emo kind of thing was, I branched off of that. There was one album I really loved was Sing the Sorrow by AFI.
Oh yeah.
So that was like sort of like an emo kind of thing, but I really liked them, but I then ended up looking into like their back catalog and getting into their more like hardcore like punk kind of stuff, which was cool.
Yes.
And that was a band that I really loved. And then Against Me again, that was like huge for me. But I remember, I think it was 2007, maybe 2008, I was on a train, and I got my friend to like put a whole bunch of music on like an iPod or something, or some sort of MP3 player, and he had talked about Propaganda before, and I had heard like a few songs, and it was like their earlier, kind of like skate punk thing, and I was like, okay, this is pretty cool, but I wasn't really totally into it. I just didn't like latch onto it then. But I remember just like a bunch of stuff got dumped into my iPod, and I was on the train, and the song The Bringer of Greater Things came on, and like immediately there's like this little intro that's like sounds like it's like building up to something big, and that like hooked me immediately. And yeah, it just like kicked into this like intense song. Also like the lyrical content was super intense, and like the melody and everything. But yeah, that was like super important moment for me, because that like hooked me immediately. Like I ended up like, I listened to that song over and over and over and over again, like right away. And then I ended up buying the Potemkin City Limits album and just like played that on repeat over and over and over. And then it was soon to be, I think they were releasing Supporting Cast soon after that. It must have been like 2008 or something.
Yeah.
And again, like I didn't know what to expect. I was still on the Potemkin City Limits, run, listening to that over and over. And then it came out, and I put it on, and the first song was Night Letters, and it was another like Todd song, which they're usually pretty intense songs, and it was like super thrash, kind of like metal, and it was just like mind-boggling. So yeah, and then after that I ended up just like getting super into their earlier albums, and yeah, they became one of my favorite bands, and I wanted to like make a band and sound exactly like them. Yeah. And I tried doing that, and yeah, we had a band called the Reagan 80s. Nice. Which was like super just like melodic kind of thrash punk, and yeah,
like angry.
Yeah,
I
was like trying to like write political lyrics or whatever when I was like 18, and probably embarrassing. But yeah, we recorded one song called I think it was called Tell Us the Truth, but spelled TELUS, like the phone company.
Mm-hmm.
And then
yeah, I was gonna say, well, like, what brought you into what you are in now. I imagine that kind of leads into that, right?
Yeah, it does. I went to school, so like the band kind of broke up. The Propagandhi-styled band kind of broke up, and I was like looking for people to try and get that going again. It didn't end up working out, and at that time I started like getting into, I kind of like drifted away from like punk bands for a while and started like listening to, you know, all these like 90s bands that were around when I was like growing up, sort of, but I never like paid attention to too much, you know, like the Flaming Lips and Built to Spill and Granddaddy and those kind of bands, because it wasn't like the mainstream kind of thing.
Yeah.
So you had to kind of like search for it.
It was like the totally alternative at the time kind of thing.
At the time. So like I wasn't hearing it too much on radio, but like, you know, you get it like a Flaming Lips song on like that Batman CD, and that's how you get exposed to it kind of thing. So yeah, I was like listening to a lot of that kind of stuff and was like really into the Soft Bulletin by the Flaming Lips, and really liked the orchestral kind of stuff going on. So I decided that I was just going to try and write some songs, and then I ended up like doing it myself and recording a couple songs for like an EP that like had like loud guitars and weird kind of sounds, not like too out there, but like not like standard like rock guitar sounds. Maybe a little bit anyways.
Oh yeah. And like I got your newer EP, well, the latest thing that you like release that you've put out, which was that tape that I got on the first night I saw you guys. And yeah, it's one thing that's very obvious almost and striking is the like slide guitar sounds.
Yeah.
And, like, how did that come about?
Super
like,
into the slide guitar. I honestly don't know like why. I feel like I was like hearing it in like, you know, Built to Spill songs and like, yeah, like Flaming Lips, like Ronald Jones. He was like the guitar player for the Flaming Lips for a little while, during their like weird rock albums like Clouds Taste Metallic and the other one there, Transmissions from the Satellite Heart or whatever. And yeah, he was using a slide guitar a lot, so I was like, man, that's really cool. So I think I kind of just tried to incorporate that, and I just, you know, I recorded a few tracks and had added that in there and thought it sounded really cool. So
it's almost like, to me, it's almost like the sound.
yeah,
I hate to just pin it down to one thing, but it's like when one thing stands out when I hear it, the Loveliest Sky stuff, it's like, oh, there's that nice slide. Like it's like a lead guitar line, but it's just slide.
Totally,
it just
I agree.
Makes the unique sound.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just really cool.
I like messing around with that for sure. But,
Yeah.
and I also really like adding that orchestral stuff in. It's like kind of like nostalgic sounding, you know, so it's really cool to like have that juxtaposition of like the loud guitars and like these weird guitar lines and then the orchestral kind of stuff over top.
Yeah. So I got a bit more of my chat with Matt coming up in a minute, but first I want to give you a little taste of the band for yourself. Hear what it's all about. Here's a song called Dots by the Loveliest Skies.
Just
yeah, so like I was doing that by myself, just recording it, and then for a long time I just really wanted to play it live, but like I couldn't find the people. And then I moved here because a friend of mine, Leo, lived here. I mean, that's not why I moved here, but that was like a big part of it. I was like gonna, start playing live and stuff. So we got together and like been really fortunate to like be able to play and meet people like you, Ty, who he's helped us on the bass recently, which is cool.
Yeah, that was
Kinda
fun.
Brought it all together with like the live show, which has like been really awesome. So yeah, like me and Leo have been just, collaborating and trying to record some new stuff. And so hopefully we get some work done and can get some new songs out there because we've got some to present.
Mm-hmm. And he just, like, he's pretty good. He just wails. Like,
yeah, totally.
He's a pretty awesome guitar player.
Yeah, and he can just like add something right on the spot and it always sounds good. And like playing live too with him, he's just like, he's totally into it and it just gets me totally into it.
Yeah. I can tell he has fun.
Yeah, totally.
Like when he's playing, like he doesn't care if he messes up or something. He's having fun like 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, and then we met also Graham, our drummer. He was like, we just kind of met him on the internet and like he's like an awesome drummer, like really good. So, and he was totally into the songs and that just like felt good. And yeah, so we've been jamming and stuff and yeah, that's kind of led us up to this point. Yeah.
Brings us up to now, really.
Yeah.
Like we were mentioning before, Rockin' for Dollars is like, I don't know about you, but when I moved here only a couple of years ago, I just started checking it out. I thought it sounded kind of weird, like a money prize thing for playing or something. I was like, what is this? But yeah, it's an open, for those of you who don't know, Rockin' for Dollars in Halifax is it's a thing that's been going on for like 11 years now, and it's an open mic, but they have all the instruments, all the amps, so you can have a full band, not just your solo folk songwriter people. You can have like a full band, play a 15-minute set, and they have just like 8 or 10 bands a night every Monday, like every single Monday for the last 11 years, and it's pretty awesome. You get to spin a wheel after, you get to win like ridiculous prizes.
Yeah.
If you land on the money, there's a huge cash prize, like up to $1,000. It's insane.
Which is so cool. Yeah, like Leo told me about it when I had first got here, and I'd never heard anything like that really before. And he was like, yeah, you just like play and then you get to spin and win money. And I was like, okay, that's weird, but yeah, let's do that. And
yeah.
That was huge.
It's a cool thing on its own, but then once you start going, like what I found is that I've met so many people there, so many of the coolest like musicians, and I've seen bands like you see kind of some bands where you're just like, oh, these guys just got together and they're trying to figure it out, and then you get other bands that just blow you away, and you're in a bar together, you're hanging out the rest of the night, so you just go up and chat with them and talk to them and
totally
meet so many people like that. And yeah, I've met so many people since I've lived here, and it's an awesome thing for the town. So
yeah, and that's what Leo and I were doing, just like working it out live, just us two on guitar. And then you approached us and was like, hey, do you want to jam sometime? I was like, yeah, for sure. And then here we are.
It's easy as that.
Here we are. I'm in your basement. We're talking about it.
Yeah. I'm in a new band now of people I all met all from Rockin' for Dollars. It's like, it's insane.
Yeah.
It's just that easy. So yeah, like support your community little ventures, because if you want to play music, that's where you're going to meet the people, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Sweet. So that's awesome. I got to know a bit about you. I got to know where the slide guitar came from.
Yeah.
What else? Do I want to know anything else about you? Any special facts? Any fun facts?
I can't think of any fun facts off the top of my head. Music related or otherwise.
Well, you did bring a song to play.
I did.
Which I think you mentioned it.
I did mention it.
Earlier. It was a propaganda song.
Yeah, it's a very important song to me, so I figured let's give it a rip and try it out.
So that's what you're going to hear closing out the show. Matt Upcott from the Loveliest Skies playing Propaganda. What's the song called?
It's called The Bringer of Greater Things.
The Bringer of Greater Things. And if you want to check out the Loveliest Skies music and stuff, just go to the Bandcamp page.
Yep. Yeah. Loveliestskies.bandcamp.com probably.
Yeah, I think you got it.
Yeah. But thank you for having me here, Ty.
Thanks for coming and making some noise. We're going to check it out right now. It's Matt Upcott playing Propaganda on The Noisy Life. We're back from our little musical journey once again. That was Matt Upcott ripping up some Propaganda in my basement. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I hope you did too. And that does it. That's the second episode of the Noisy Life podcast. So check out the Loveliest Skies once again and go support your local music scene wherever you are. If you're in Halifax, go out to a show this week and make some noise, please.